Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say thank you for coming in my presentation. It's great to see all of you. My name Sutrisno Hadi Purnomo. You can call me Patrice. And my research team is Bu Santi Mawati, Bu Ani Lestari, Bu Ayu Intansari, and Bu Endang Tri Rahayu. We are from Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas 11 Maret Indonesia. In this parallel class of ICSAE conference, I would like to present my paper entitled Optimization of Crop Livestock Integration between Paddy and Cattle to achieve input efficiency. The background of our study based on this situation, firstly, farming integration can be a solution to existing problems to increase agricultural development as directed at rural areas. Secondly, farming integration can be implemented by involving various kinds of farming such as food crop, plantations, livestock, fisheries, and forests. Thirdly, farming integration is basically applied to utilize waste that is not used from an agriculture production activity. For example, agriculture waste in the form of forage that is not utilized can be used by livestock as feed. Then, manure and leftover feed from livestock can be used as plant fertilizer. You can see in the picture there is a cycle between crops and livestock. They can be mutually need each other. You can see this the existing cycle from forage crops, and then product the residue, and the residue crops can use as feed for livestock production, and livestock production produce manure for nutrient cycling, and then as fertilizer of forage crops. So this is existing integrated crop livestock farming system in the rural areas. Based on the discussion above, we propose some problem as follows. Firstly, farming and livestock activities in the rural area still carried out without modern technology. Only a small part of the community applies agriculture waste processing technology and also livestock waste processing. So it's hope that these problems can be solved simultaneously by implementing integrated farm or crop livestock system. And it's necessary to combine economic opportunity to get optimal benefits from integrated crop livestock system. So to solve that problem, our study tend to focus on this purpose. Firstly, we want to know the profile of the farmers' resources to implement the integration of crop and livestock farming. And secondly, we want to analyze the appropriate allocation of resources to be applied by farmers to obtain optimal income. So to achieve our purpose of study, we conduct the research and by methodology as follows. We have research type, quantitative methodology by survey, and we have location at Mojo Gedang Subdistrict and Karanganyar Kensi, Central Java, Indonesia. We have respondent 35 respondents, and we use purposive sampling method to get the respondent. We determine the sample with following criteria. The respondent must be a member of a livestock farmer group, having at least 2 beef cattle and rice for at least 6 months, and having at least 2 years experience with livestock that have been integrated with crops. And we conduct collecting data with interviews by questionnaires, and then we analyze the data by cost and income analysis, and also linear programming analysis to get optimization between integration between crop and livestock. We can see the result of study. Firstly, we analyze the income of crop business in the table. That the revenue from crop business get in the one cycle 8 million point 006, and then the cost of production, total cost production is 6 million point 343, and then we calculate income get 1 million point 662, and we calculate the ratio cost revenue and cost ratio 1.36 for the crop business. And then for the livestock business, we calculate that the revenue from livestock is 18.975 million Indonesian rupiah, and then the cost production total cost 17 million point 69 596, and get an income 1 million point 379 million, and we get a revenue and cost ratio 1.08. You can compare between crops business and livestock business, that we can see by the revenue and cost. The crop business is better. So according to the revenue and cost ratio. So, and then we using this formula to optimize the integration between crop and livestock. We using formula of by linear programming, optimizing profits. We get a formula Z C1 x1 plus C2 x2, and we have a constraint for farming, land and labor. As you can see in the slide, this is the formula. Okay, so this is the optimization of optimizing the creation of livestock. We can see the table that the value of the objective function of maximizing Z is obtained from the average of net income 1.662 million for crops, X1, and 1 million point 379 for livestock business, X2, X1, X2. Well, the constraint function for the average land is for crop is 1,461 meter square, with resources limitation obtained from the average land are used by a farmer for crops, namely 2922. For labor constraints, the average labor used for farming X1 is 7.82. Um, this is a people working day. Yeah. And for livestock business, 1.48 people working day. Okay. With the limit of average labor as used farming stock is 10.3, and the results of lean programming data processing may obtain coefficient values for the objective function 0 for farming, for crop business, and 2 for livestock business. With the limit of average labor used for farming, livestock is uh, I mean the income of farmers with the same business in the next planting season can be increased from 2 million point 7 5 each to 3 million point 8 5 9 by optimizing the existing resources of the farmers, namely land use and labor. From the data processing, it can be explained that the planting done by farmers is uh, still a little less than optimal because the actual income with optimal income is only different from 1 million point 101 Indonesian rupiah. The next slide, it can be seen from the table. Uh, the state of organic the state of crops carried out by farmers after data processing using linear analysis program shows optimal conditions because there is a, a select surplus value of 0. However, the excessive land resources are only a little because most of the land has been cultivated by farmers. The land area has a dual value is a dual value 7,067. This shows that resources has the opportunity cost, so that if the land area is added, it will greatly affect the profits of farmers. The results of optimizing the use of labor resources so select surplus 6.34, which means that the labor resources at the respondent farmer have excessive status and have not been fully utilized. Labor resources have a dual value or shadow price of 0. This means that labor resources do not have opportunity cost that reduction in the capacity of one power of man day will not result the changes in the optimal profit income. So based on the result, we have a conclusion of our research. Uh, firstly, the land are used for farming is not optimal because there is an excess area of land that has not been fully utilized. The second, Based on the limited available resources, the crop livestock integration system can be implemented in Mojokedang Subdistrict Karanganyar Regency. And finally, the use of manure from the cattle breeding business can be used for crop farming activities, while the harvest of forage waste as animal feed is still not optimal. Uh, and we acknowledge the research grant from LPPM Universitas 11 Maret through the scheme riset hibah penelitian grup riset PNPP 2020. Well, this is my sharing of our research. Thank you for your kind attention to join our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.